On today's Mortal Kombat 1 news mashup, the official BIOS have been revealed for fan favorite characters from the recent Umgadi trailer, a new minigame for Mortal Kombat 1 was potentially leaked, and now that Kombat Pack 1 has been revealed, it's time to talk Kombat Pack 2 leaks. Let's get to it. So first up, let's talk about the official BIOS that have been revealed from the recent Umgadi trailer that was played at Comic-Con. So this is one that revealed Li Mei, Tanya, and Baraka, amongst other trailers that revealed, but these are specific because we actually got some good details for these characters that I think will play very well into the story, so let's get to it. So starting off with Li Mei, it says the first constable of the Sundu, hope I'm saying that right. As her parents' firstborn daughter, Li Mei was claimed by the Umgadi, the warrior priestesses who guard Outworld's royal family. Li Mei's services began with high expectations. Her early success caught the eye of the royal family, but it all fell apart when a terrible tragedy unfolded. Li Mei was blamed for this, and in the aftermath, she did the unthinkable. She quit the Umgadi. Friendless and alone, Li Mei needed a new purpose. She joined Sundu's constables, the Outworld capital's rough and tumble police force. Over time, she became their first constable. Li Mei is glad to be the capital guardian. Still, she hopes one day to redeem herself. So, as we can see from the trailer, obviously her relationship with Tanya, as we'll see in Tanya's bio, is somewhat strained. Possibly it has something maybe to do with maybe Katana, maybe Sindel, maybe Melina and her illness, something along those lines. Maybe King Jared, I don't know, something along those lines. But it's interesting to see how that story will unfold, because as we can see in later trailers that were revealed at Comic-Con, she confides very much into Liu Kang and obviously sees him as an asset and confidant. So hopefully that'll play out more. All right, moving on to Tanya. It says guardian of Outworld's royal family. Chosen as an infant from Outworld's firstborn daughters, Tanya was raised by the Umgadi priestesses. She's never known her birth family. Oh, that's sad. As she grew older and saw other initiates wash out, Tanya feared that she would share their fate. But that fear spurred success. After many attempts, Tanya passed her trials and became a full Umgadi. Over time, Tanya became one of the Order's most trusted members. She was the obvious choice when it needed to choose a new leader for the royal family's personal guard. As an Umgadi, Tanya is sworn to piety and chastity. That is why her bond with Princess Melina, were it known, would cause a scandal. By following her heart, Tanya risks not only her position, but also her life. Very, very interesting. So obviously we can see that the love story between Tanya and Melina is going to play out in this timeline as well, so I'm sure fans will enjoy that because a lot of fans like that relationship. I know a lot of people were talking about her look overall, and I think they were talking about how she's going more for an Egyptian kind of African look, and I'm fine with that. I really don't have a problem with the way she looks. I mean, Tanya's always had kind of a darker tone or more of like an Egyptian look, so I think that given this is more of a more of a natural. Not that it wasn't a natural look, but I think we're kind of going for more like realistic reimaginings. I think she looks fine to me. I don't see anything wrong with her. I know a lot of people have been talking about it, but I think she looks just fine. So I'm okay with that. Like I said in the Li Mei's bio, I think it's interesting to see kind of their dynamic, and again, Tanya seems to have a lot more to lose as far as she wants to be a part of the royal, this royal family guard, and she wants to also be with Melina. So having that relationship with Li Mei as well, as far as, making sure that Li Mei knows that Tanya is the one is in charge, is kind of something to go with. But anyways, that's Tanya's bio. And then moving on to Baraka. Now this is the one that I think people online are kind of whatever about, but it says defender of the Takartans. Baraka was once a respected Outworld merchant, but that life ended in an instant when he contracted the dreaded Tarkat plague. Incurable, contagious, and the cause of severe physical deformities, Tarkat turned Baraka into a monster. He was cast out and doomed to live out his days in a colony of similarly affected Outworlders. So, kind of sounds like lepers. When Baraka first arrived, the colony was in disarray. His fellow Takartans had given up and were ready to die. Their hopelessness lit a fire in Baraka's heart. He spares no effort to better his fellow Takartans' lives. He knows that as long as he fights, he will never truly be a victim. So I think this is very interesting to kind of tell the story of how he became who he is and what he looks like. I think it's also interesting to think that, we've always thought that, when Melina was made, in previous timelines, it seemed like Shang Tsung used part of what Baraka was, the Takartan blood and used when he cloned Katana and kind of made her who she was. So it's kind of a different way to do it without having Shang Tsung involved. So I think that's very interesting, and I think it's all right. I'm okay with that. I think it's a very interesting thing to know that because it's disease, it's kind of what spurs other people to look like him, and it doesn't always have to be a bunch of bald Barakas. You know, it could just be, you know, like people look like me, like it could just be like me, and then I like get the disease and I have like, you know, more of like the brow, eyes, and mouth of Baraka, but I have myself. I've always kind of thought Baraka looked like some of the vampires from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but you know, I guess that's what we're gonna kind of always see in that. But that's Baraka's bio. I'm cool with his backstory being changed a little bit. I don't think it is that big a deal. I know some people are like, why does he have to have a disease? But I think it's just a different way to kind of have Shang Tsung not involved with the way Melina, that kind of relationship with Melina. So what do you think about the new bios as far as Li Mei, Tanya, and Baraka? Love your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, next up, let's talk about a new minigame that was potentially leaked for Mortal Kombat 1. So this comes via Game Rant, and it says the Singapore Ratings Board possibly leaked a new minigame in Mortal Kombat 1 in which players are tasked with destroying a head. You heard me right, smashing heads. The leak doesn't appear to offer any other details other than that the minigame feature warranted the ratings board to give Mortal Kombat 1 an M18 rating, which, as we all know, Mortal Kombat 1 should always be M for mature. You know, it's for adults. So no details about whose heads would be destroyed, but players can expect something similar to Mortal Kombat 9's Test Your Strike, where we saw players smash skulls as Reptile. And Reptile has been teased recently by developers for Mortal Kombat, so it's very possible that we could possibly see him pop up in Mortal Kombat 1. Is this something you'd like to see? I know that a lot of minigames we thought we were going to have were like Conquest Mode, possibly the chess. We did a whole video about maybe the Mario Kart, you know, the Mortal Kombat Kart, the Tetris. You know, there's always Test Your Might. There's a ton of mini games. I personally want the chess one to come back because I like chess. But I'd be down for this if it's something like, you know, in the Mortal Kombat 9 is skulls, but it'd be kind of cool to see if it's like different characters' heads. We've obviously seen the recent the Quitality or where they break their necks, kind of already displayed for Mortal Kombat 1. So I could see where maybe we take those characters' heads and maybe we have a little mini game about it. I'd be down for that. All right, and finally, since we got the Mortal Kombat 1 Kombat Pack 1 revealed at Comic-Con, it's time to talk about Kombat Pack 2 leaks, baby. Because, you know, that's how it goes. Once one's done, it's time to talk about the next one. So this leak, I think we've discussed on the channel prior, or at least a variation of this leak. But this is one that's kind of been going around, and I got this one off of Twitter from Idle Sloth. I think he's just kind of reposting it and talking about it. But it says, leaked Mortal Kombat 1 Pack 2. We got new fighters. We got Doomslayer, Noob Saibot, Kano, Sareena, Harley Quinn, and Deathstroke. Now, obviously with the changes that they've been making to the story with given Liu Kang's new timeline, as far as Noob Saibot goes, we know that right now Sub-Zero is Bi-Han. We know that Kuai Liang is the current Scorpion, and then Hanzo Hasashi is not in this one because we have maybe Takeda, who's maybe somebody totally different. So I don't know where that would come back, but I think if we got Noob Saibot and he was a playable character, I think he might just be something totally different. You know, I think with Quan Chi being involved, I think we could still have Noob Saibot just be kind of just a, you know, just kind of something similar to Ermac, but maybe another character dies and maybe Noob Saibot takes that role. Maybe it doesn't always have to be Bi-Han, maybe it's somebody else this time around. Now with Kano, we know that Kano is already a cameo character, so maybe this is going to be Kano as a playable character, and maybe he's going to be more involved with the story. Maybe you can see that. Obviously with Sareena, if we have Quan Chi in the first Kombat Pack 1, maybe we'll have more of the Brotherhood of Shadows going on, so maybe Sareena will be involved with that. You know, we have more of that story kind of being shown in the new Mortal Kombat Legends cage match, so it'd be cool to kind of have her involved there. With Harley Quinn and Deathstroke, you know, we've already got Homelander, Peacemaker, and then Omni-Man, so we already have one DC character with Peacemaker, so I think fans would be okay having Harley Quinn and Deathstroke to kind of get a spy till we get that Injustice 3 going on. Now, as far as cameo fighters, we've got Rain, and I think with this version of Rain, it's going to be the Mortal Kombat 3, you know, Purple Ninja outfit. I think it's what it's going to be, not so much the way he currently looks. I think it's going to be his Purple Ninja retro outfit as far as a cameo character. We've got Draman, or Dramim, you know, take these leaks always with a grain of salt, guys, just for fun discussion, but Draman, and then we got Baraicho, we got Suhao, and Suhao. We know that we've seen Suhao on a poster in the tea house, so we know that he's going to be in the game. And I've seen people on forums say that he's actually going to be like a playable character in the story because he's going to be one of the villains. So maybe that's the case. But if anything, he could just be a cameo character, and that's just like a little Easter egg. And it says, according to a leaker who has hit the vast majority of Mortal Kombat reboot leaks. So Idle Sloth, amongst many others I've seen in forums, are saying this is probably something that's credible. But then on the flip side, I have a lot of people saying it's fake. Always take these leaks with a grain of salt. But let me know what you think about the stories I covered today as far as the new BIOS from the Umgadi trailer. What do you think about the new minigame that involves crushing skulls and maybe possibly playing as Reptile? Maybe that'll be where Reptile fits, just the minigame. Hopefully he's playable, but maybe that's where he fits. And then what do you think about this new Mortal Kombat 1 Kombat Pack 2 leak? Are these characters that you want to see as playable and cameo fighters? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. That's it for this video, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time on the MashUp.